Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I do have cinnamon in my coffee. I've got a little bit of a late start today, and I really don't have that good of an excuse other than that I've been on the phone with different people. The markets today are it's just kind of flat. Not a lot going on. XRP is sitting there at about 29 cents, low 29 cents. So nothing big to report there. Now, I saw a tweet this morning that intrigued me. In fact, I believe this account is someone. There's two or three accounts on Twitter right now that I believe could be some of these people who disappeared way back when, like the Rachel Lees, the Kendra Hills, some of these people that had said some things back then that I now believe to be kind of on point about what XRP is really about. This is one of the accounts that's come up on my radar. Listen to what they say. Many are dropping like flies. Many are losing faith. Many are becoming impatient. Few do they see the full picture. Few do they see the opportunity to be had. Few do they see the blessings upon them. XRP is not another coin. It is the coin. And then they're retweeting this out. In 2017, off the back of pure speculation, XRP saw a 37,000% gain. Since then, an entire financial system has been under construction around the flow of liquidity in and out of this very coin. The quadrillion-dollar derivatives market awaits its new friend. 2017 child's play. I agree with that, okay? And this should intrigue everyone. 37,000% gain, and it was all on speculation. It was either all on speculation or the thought has crossed my mind before that it was an XRP test trial or a test run of some sort. Either way, this genie is not going back in the bottle, and you need to ask yourself. I say this to my dad all the time. Dad, and he's the official father of the Digital Asset Investor channel. Dad, do you really think that the story about Ripple and XRP ends with the $3.80 XRP all-time high? Is that where you think that this story ends, with all that we've talked about, all that we've seen, all that we've read over the last few years? Do you really think that's where this story ends? And he always says, no. He says, I think if we're wrong, this story ends in the $10 to $20 range. If we're right, it ends in numbers you can't even get your mind around, beyond 2 digits, beyond 3 digits even. All right. So I want to focus in on and again, I think that this is somebody that knows something account, okay? And I want to focus in on this. The quadrillion-dollar derivatives market awaits its new friend, okay? Now, if you remember, I want to expound on that. This is from October 13th, 2019. Ripple pushing to launch XRP in trillion-dollar derivatives market unveils new spring investment. Ripple says its recent investment in Vega protocol is designed to help spur adoption of XRP in the world of derivatives. Vega protocol recently raised $5 million from a number of investment firms, including Ripple Spring, in order to help build and roll out its decentralized derivatives platform. This is the Vega protocol's website. And the guy that you see is their CEO. And his name is Barry. I'm drawing a blank on his last name, but it's Barry something that starts with an M. This is his LinkedIn page. Just so happens that he was the manager of capital markets from September 2004 to November of 2010. And that time period would be during the financial crisis, in case you're wondering. He was the manager of capital markets at Accenture. Okay. Now, this is him on stage in London at Crypto Tonight, London. I don't know when this was. That's not relevant to this. But I'm going to play you 1 minute of his video here. And I want you to pay close attention to this right here. You'll see Stellar right here. I don't see it, but I'm sure Ripple is somewhere on this slide. It might be behind him. Not sure. But listen to what he says.
Very sort of high-level sample. There are many more companies than we're showing here, but just to give you an idea, you know, there's lending systems, there's payment systems, there's exchanges and swap-based systems, there are data companies, and obviously, you know, like Vega, there are derivatives companies, and all of these things together will integrate together and will create what eventually becomes a sort of parallel new financial system that's fairer and more open. And that's it's a real principle of this system, that is, rather than try and capture the entire of an ecosystem, or, you know, sort of build a walled garden, what's happening in this DeFi stack is that people are opening up and saying there's more value and there's more power in composability. There's more value in me connecting DYDX to Vega to OX and getting the data out via Factom, or using Oracleize for an Oracle, and then trading those things across a 0x protocol, or using Bancor to move tokens around. You know, there's more power and there's more value in doing that than there is in keeping everything to oneself, and that's what will sort of power the eventual success of this system.
Okay, so Stellar's on the slide, and I need to remind you, he was at Accenture during the financial crisis. Accenture is one of the major investors in Ripple. So then this other person, Esoteric XRP, who I also think is a candidate for being who was Kendra Hill or Rachel Lee. Look at this thread. This is from June 28th, I guess, of this year. Kendra Hill revealed a few things back in 2018. XRP plus XLM were the chosen ones. Ripple and Amazon Web Services announcement coming. Codius was not dead. Cross-border payments was only a test. The $100 plus trillion derivatives market is the real target. We're witnessing the development of a new megalithic financial infrastructure on a scale never seen before. The protocols include XRP XLM, ILP, Codius smart contracts, PolySign custody, PayID payment routing, Vega derivatives trading platform. These open protocols were designed to be interoperable across many, if not all, financial blockchain networks. Together, they form the infrastructure for the new global financial network designed to handle all the money. The latest protocol to the Ripple network is Vega. The Vega, Ripple funded via Spring, a protocol for creating and trading derivatives on a fully decentralized network. It's designed to work with multiple currencies where assets are collateralized on Vega, and will use XRP and other assets as collateral. Vega is designed for the next generation market, decentralized order book, end-to-end margin trading, secured by POS. One SEC latency, 4,000 orders per second, continuously 10,000 orders per second bursts. As with other protocols, Vega is part of the new infrastructure, and other companies will be building the actual front-end services using Vega's APIs. It is currently in testing phase and projected to be released this year, all coming together. Thanks, Kendra, #0doubt. Vega, Barney Mannerings is the name of that CEO from Vega Protocol, speaking at Crypto Tonight. That's the clip I just showed you. Do or die for Ripple's $155 trillion problem and Spring investment. Investing in Vega Protocol. These are articles that they're showing you here. Okay. So that is a very interesting thread. And then, of course, there was this from Naveen Gupta. This is the classic video where he says Ripple's going to put a dent in the universe or go away. Watch.
How do you think, what is the next move, on
Talks
Ripple's
about
roadmap,
derivatives in
your
this
opinion?
clip.
To put you on the spot here.
No, it's very simple. So I think one thing, if there is one message that you can get in this room, is Ripple is not an ordinary company. We are not here to have a small market share or do X, do Y, and make small amount of money or something to happen. We are here to make a dent in the universe. Either we will change the remittance universe, the way you understand, the way value gets transferred across the world, between people, between institutions, or we will just fade away. So it's almost 0 or 1, and some of it comes from our Silicon Valley arrogance. Some of it comes from, that's the reason 6 years ago we were born with the mission of moving money like information moves today, right? And we are making it possible working with the existing ecosystem. So I think this is a key differentiator about Ripple, and that's the reason we are a monoline company. Every day we get tens of ideas to say, why don't you do security settlement? Why don't you work in trade finance? Why don't you do X, Y, Z? And what we tell them is, just cross-border remittances is $155 trillion problem. We'll solve this first. We'll make a difference to everybody who's present in this room. And once we have made the difference, then only we will look at something else. So we are like Google is for search. Ripple is for remittances. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do it right, and we will not rest till we earn your respect and your business.
All right. So he kind of laid it out there. Okay. Michelle Vandenberg sent me this. Barry Silbert from Digital Currency Group. Gradually, then suddenly, MicroStrategy adopts Bitcoin as primary treasury reserve asset. And if you look at this, it says, this is from the block, MicroStrategy becomes first listed company to buy Bitcoin as a part of its capital allocation strategy. Let me go back to this because in the article, it tells you how much they bought. I was going to pull this up. It says they bought $250 million. Acquired 21,451 Bitcoins, is what MicroStrategy just did. It says address the other prong of its capital allocation strategy, which called for investing $250 million in one or more alternative investments. So these guys, it says our investment in Bitcoin is a part of our new capital allocation strategy, which seeks to maximize long-term value for our shareholders. So you can see where this is all going, folks. Bitcoin's going to be one of the winners, XRP, XLM, and then you're going to see there's going to be a handful, and that handful are going to change the world. All right. And then there was, this from James Rule. Now give him a follow at Rule XRP. He sent me this article. This is interesting. This is about Grayscale and the commercial that they just ran. Why Grayscale's new digital currency ad could bring crypto investing to millions. And they're comparing it to this is interesting. Back in 1948, Merrill Lynch took out an ad. It says the tip of the spear for this educational effort was Merrill Lynch's 1948 ad in the New York Times. What everybody ought to know about this stock and bond business. This is when they were first starting to sell the idea of stocks and bonds to the average Joe American. Same thing. I've been saying it for over 2 years now. The same thing is being done with crypto now. And this is the perfect comparison. It says, composed by Louis Engel, the ad is a genuine oddity in the history of advertising. The full page 6,500 word spot, the longest word count for a newspaper advertisement ever, laid out the textbook simplicity, the basics of the markets, and only mentioned Merrill Lynch once. An invitation to request more information by phone or by mail in order to learn more. In addition to being strange, the ad was also a massive risk. A full-page ad in the Times cost $5,000, roughly 2% of Merrill Lynch's entire ad budget in 1948. Luckily for Merrill and Engel, it was a success. The ad ran for months and eventually in condensed versions well into the 50s, collectively leading to over 3 million responses. In no small part due to Merrill Lynch's efforts, the number of individual investors in the United States nearly doubled between 1953 and 1959, rising from 6.5 to 12.5 million. For his part, Engel was offered a book deal from Little Brown and Company, eventually producing the seminal How to Buy Stocks, which ran through 8 editions and was most recently released in 1994. But you can see they're comparing what Grayscale is doing to what Merrill Lynch did with stocks and bonds. Let me read you the last line here. Crypto assets could very well change the fortunes and futures of countless families. So let's hope that just as Merrill's What Everyone Ought to Know advertisement introduced boomers to stocks, a whole new generation of holders one day recalls the way they discovered crypto. Oh, that one Grayscale commercial. This is where things are going, folks. And it's not just that. At the same time, Grayscale is continuing to try to educate financial advisors. Informed decisions are the best decisions when it comes to your clients' investments. How informed are you about digital currency asset class? We invite all financial advisors to learn more through our toolkit. We are committed to educating financial advisors and providing them with the tools they need and their commission structure, more importantly. Okay. And then we have this from Grayscale. Why might XRP have the potential to capture significant value from the more than 2 trillion global payments market? Download our building blocks report on XRP to learn more. I guess XRP is now on Barry Silbert's conviction list because he said it was not last year. And then Tika Tawari, this is the guy who called the head fake on the Glenn Beck show back a year or two ago. He says 35 to 50 million people own crypto. That's about 0.6% of the world's population. The U.S. banking system alone touches the lives of over 300 million Americans. If bank customers allocate just 1% of their accounts to Bitcoin, its market cap would double. It's not just Bitcoin, folks. That's just what these guys are using to sell people on the front end. Perfect Symmetry sent me this. This was going around, I believe, yesterday. Flare Networks. Flare trustlessly brings together the value of non-Turing complete tokens with the transformative power of smart contracts on a network that can scale for value as well as transaction throughput, starting with XRP. Read the overview here, and then you've got this. Mac Attack XRP, investing in Flare Networks, enabling smart contract capability for XRP Ledger. Now, this is a Coil article back on the Springs Coil blog. Enabling smart contract capability for XRP Ledger, investing in Flare Networks. I just wanted to show you this to show you that Spring is an investor in Flare. So this is for real. And this was written by Vanessa Pastrito. And I showed you here that she worked at Spring. And so she's a real deal. She's an advisor to Flare Networks. So this is not some scam. I just wanted to make everyone aware of this. I also wanted to show you a video. This is the CEO of Flare Networks. I think it's called Flare Networks, yeah. But this is the CEO, and I'm drawing a blank. Hugh Filion from Flare. This is him on YouTube.
Operation. The structure of each medium of account essentially underpins how the rest of the system will operate. If you have excess inflation, the system breaks down. So we would argue that in the current environment, the mechanisms by which units of accounts, payments, and money are transferred are pretty fit for purpose. On the XRP ledger today, you can transfer minute or vast amounts of value in seconds at a fraction of a penny, using Interledger, which is essentially a decentralized form of FX, a decentralized system will come together to convert, route, and packetize your money to get to the right place at almost no risk. And if you don't want to be the product of large tech corporations, you can now buy content directly using micropayments from the creators. So we think that that system is pretty fit for purpose. It's cheap, it's inexpensive, it's scalable. However, money and payments are not excessively complex. So we want to create systems that allow for much more complex cooperation. As the number of parties increases, you have many more outcomes, many more variables, and the risks increase.
Okay, and then there was another clip I wanted to play at the 10:40 mark. Here we go.
So this brings us to the Flare network. Flare is the first Turing-complete federated Byzantine agreement protocol, meaning that it supports smart contracts. It's fair, asynchronous, and leaderless. And we think it provides a really safe, fair, useful, and hopefully scalable substrate for interoperability. Our first implementation will be a smart contract network that is powered by Interledger. We won't be launching a token immediately. We will be creating a smart contract network that you can essentially come to and pay for your computation in any arbitrary crypto. So that's...
All right. And let's see what we have next. XRP Crypto Wolf, the Bank of France's new bulletin paper on digital currencies from myth to innovative projects for means of payment and currency in circulation mentioned Ripple 5 times when instead they should have said XRP. And here's a couple of places where they mentioned Ripple in this paper, right here and here. I'm not going to go any further into that. And then also this one. XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum was mentioned by the new IMF country report. Technical note on securities, fund management, equity, and derivatives trading, and virtual assets service providers for the United States Financial Sector Assessment Program. And then it's, so here it is. Virtual assets and asset service providers. It's got XRP there. And then it's mentioned in maybe one or two other places. Let's see. I don't think they highlighted that. Okay. Moving along, Ireland, this is from Peter Voss, at Peter Voss 6. Ireland's Justice Minister submits stricter crypto rules for cabinet approval. You can see around the world, we've seen Russia, we've seen all these different countries, and they're all of a sudden hitting the accelerator button to accelerate their rules for crypto because everybody knows it's coming. Now, I tweeted this out yesterday. Yahoo Finance picked up Brad Combs' interview with Miguel Valles, which I thought was pretty darn cool. Ripple executive Miguel Valles joins Link2. And this is the announcement here. And it's got Brad Combs' video there, which I thought was pretty cool. I won't go any further into that. But I will show you this. Steve Gilbronson sent me this. XRP, the Standard Productions, had a different take on the Miguel Valles interview that Brad Combs had. And his take was that Miguel Valles had landed a huge Brad Combs interview. It's a real honor, Mr. Bradley said, a visibly nervous Valles as he dabbed beads of sweat from his forehead. I never miss a show. I'm just such a huge fan. Sorry, 1 second. I need a drink of water. So his take was that Miguel Valles was very nervous about doing an interview with Brad Combs. And then he featured my tweet here, said, tweet from me, congratulating Miguel Valles for being recognized by Yahoo Finance after he was able to interview superstar Brad Combs. And then it goes on. Sure, kid, sure, said Combs to wide-eyed, attentive Valles. In my opinion, you'd be a good fit at Link2. Go talk to my buddy Greg Kidd. He might have a spot for you there. As we all know, XRP, the Standard Productions, is parody, but it was a pretty funny, made me laugh this morning. Now, if you haven't done so, go sign up for my digital asset investor newsletter. Put your name and email address in. I'm going to send out one email a month where I let you know the digital assets that I'm invested in and interested in and anything else I'm interested in that I might be looking at. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investor. This is, by the way, you can click on the link to go to the newsletter in the description of all of my videos. I am the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe. Hit the like button. Tell your friends and family that you're just not cool if you're not on my digital asset investor newsletter. Everybody who's anybody is doing it. Join the club, man. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. Thank you for listening.